Please. Okay, so we are up to quadratic equation. Okay, and last time we said that we can solve quadratic equation by factorization, completing the square, and using a formula, all right? Okay, so we're going to say that this is done. Okay, factorization, something that we've done already. And also we're going to say that completing the square is also done. Okay, so today we're going to be using a formula. Okay, but this time we're going to be a little bit more formal. We are going to actually derive the formula. Okay, so we're going to derive the formula, and then we are going to use it. In year 10, we just give you the formula and say, okay, do the work. All right? But no, this time we are going to actually derive the formula, and then I'm going to say, do your work. All right? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're going to say this. If ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then x is going to be equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so that is a mathematical statement. Okay, we are saying that if you have, a mathematical expression like this, then the answer for x is equal to this. And we call that, a proposition. But then we are going to prove that that is actually true. And to prove this, we're going to be doing a little bit of algebra. And that is going to be, a good revision for your algebra. But you're going to have to pay attention to every little detail. Okay, so we're going to say proof. Okay, to prove that this is true, we are going to use the second method. Okay, so we are going to complete the square for this equation. So here we go. So we're going to say ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And then we are going to do what we did before when completing the square. Remember that I said to you that the first thing that you have to do is move the constant to the other side? Okay, let's do that. So we're going to say ax squared plus bx is equal to negative c. Okay, are you happy with that? Okay, and then can you see that this is a non-monic? Okay, so I really want to divide by a. So then we have a monic. So I'm going to divide this by a, and this by a. Okay, so that means that the next line should be x squared plus b on a, x, and then equal to minus c on a. Okay, all what I did is just to divide by a. Okay, and in here, obviously, we are assuming that a is not equal to 0. And the reason why, because a equal to 0, you don't have a quadratic equation anymore. Can you see that if a equals 0, then this disappears? So then you have only a linear equation. Okay. And then what we are going to do is what we did before. So we are going to divide this coefficient by 2. And we said that dividing by 2 is the same as multiplying by a half. Do you remember that? Yes, sir.
Why isn't the other x over a as well?
Because there was an a in it before.
No, not the x squared, but the bx.
Yeah?
Because it's b over a times x.
Okay.
X is
Pay attention to this. No, that I know what you're saying. Pay attention to this. 3 over 2x is exactly the same as saying 3x over 2. Okay? Yeah, so you can have it like this, or you can have it like that. It means exactly the same. Okay, but that was a fair question. Okay, so now let's continue. I said that we are going to divide this b over a by 2, which is the same as multiplying it by a half. And if you multiply this by a half, what is the answer? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have x plus b over 2a, and then a square. Okay, so all what I did is just to multiply b over a by a half, so the answer is going to be b over 2a. Okay. Multiply by a half or divided by 2 is the same thing. Yes?
How did you get the squared on both the b over 2?
Where in here?
How did you get that? Yeah.
Because that's how we do it. Okay, so if you were away for that explanation, then you're going to have to watch the videos. All right?
I just remember the last time
Okay, now,
finding the square.
I said that time we need some concentration for this, otherwise you're going to get lost. All right. Okay, so remember what we used to do before? So we used to divide this by 2 or multiply by a half, and then we put that in here. And then we used to put bracket, and the whole thing is square. That's what we did. If you don't remember, you're going to have to study and revise a little bit more often. Okay, and then on the other side, we're going to put c over a. And then remember that we say that we have to compensate what we've done in here by putting in here the square of that. If you have been revising, then you should remember. Okay, so we're going to put the square of b over 2a. Okay, the square of b over 2a is going to be equal to b squared over 4a squared. Okay, all what I did is just square the b, that will give you b squared, and then I squared 2a, and the answer is 4a squared. All right, that's it. I'm going to continue here. Okay, so far we have this. X plus b on 2a square is equal to minus c over a, and then plus b squared over 4a squared. Okay, and then what I really want to do, I really want to put these two fractions together. So if you are going to put this fraction together, then we have to have the same denominator. All right, can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so if you are going to have the same denominator, what we need to amplify this fraction by? 4a. Okay, so we have to multiply the top and the bottom by 4a. Okay, so let's do it. So if you do that, then you're going to have negative 4ac divided by 4a squared, and then plus b squared over 4a squared. Okay, now we have, can you see that we have the same denominator? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, so now we can put this together. Okay, but I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to put b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. And this is already looking like this one. Can you see? In here we got b squared minus 4ac. Okay, but then we have to square root both sides. So we're going to square root this side, and then we're going to have to square root this side. When you square root this side, what happens? That's it. We don't have the square anymore, so we're going to have x plus b on 2a is equal to, and on the other side, remember that we have to do the plus and minus. So we're going to do plus, minus, and then the square root of all this. And we are almost there. Okay, so we are almost there. Now, we cannot find the square root of b squared minus 4ac. However, can you tell me what is the square root of 4a squared? 2a. Can you see that the square root of 4a squared is exactly equal to 2a? So we're going to say x plus b on 2a is equal to plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Right? And then we're going to move this plus b over 2a across. What? All right. Okay, so then we're going to have x is equal to minus b on 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. All right. Okay, so now, can you see that we have the same denominator? Put them together, and then we have the answer. So therefore, finally, we have that x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's it. Okay, so that's how you derive the formula. Okay, so now we can be very, very confident about using this formula because we know that this is true. Okay? So in year 10, it was just given to you, but now, yeah, we know that that is true. Okay, so I want you to highlight this because we're going to do a few questions using the formula, and then we're going to move on to the next thing that we have to do, which is inequations. Yes? You can use the formula all the time.
So would it be better for us to just use the formula every time, even though it might take longer, or the double check? No, but the question, if you're better off just practicing all of them, because tests like the question will be like, use factorization or use...
Yes. Okay, sometime, believe it or not, sometime using the formula is going to be longer and much easier to make mistake than doing factorization or completing the square. Okay, so all right, so you need to look at the equation and see what you need to do. All right. Okay, so I want to highlight this. Because now we're going to be doing some questions. Okay, application. Okay, first we're gonna do some numerical application, and then we need to solve some problem. Okay, because that is the main thing about using mathematics, to be able to apply all this stuff to solve a problem in real life. Okay. Okay, solve the following equations.
Do we just use anything?
No, in this case, we're going to be using the formula, okay? All the time. And then I'm going to give you a mixed question, and then you're going to see which one you should use.
Did you just say we have to use the quadratic formula for that one?
Yeah, so just use the formula for these.
Wouldn't it be 5x?
Yeah. Okay, let's do this question. Okay, in your test, you have to show you're working out. Okay, you might show you're working out. It doesn't matter how you do it, but make sure that is neat. Okay, and make sure that is easy to understand. I don't want writing all over the place. Okay, so make sure that you are neat. Make sure that you make sense. Okay, so when you do this equation, okay, you can do it like this. You don't have to, but this is only a suggestion. You can state what A, B, and C are. Okay, so you can state it. And then solve it. So A is equal to 1, B is equal to -5, and C is equal to -9. And then you can do it, under or in here. You can say, therefore, x is going to be equal to. Okay, the formula say that is equal to minus b, because I'm going to put the formula here again. So formula say x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. All right. Okay, so x is equal to negative b, so it's going to be positive 5. So it's going to be positive 5. And then plus or minus square root of b squared, so it's going to be 25. Minus 4 times a, which is 1, multiplied by c, which is -9. And then all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. So whenever you have 2 negative in here, okay, so whenever you have 2 negative in here, okay, so you're going to be plussing, these two answers, okay, because negative times negative make a positive, all right? So I want you to remember that. Whenever you have negative and negative, then you're going to be plussing the answer. In other words, whenever C is a negative number, then you're going to be plussing these two things together. So that means that in here you're going to have, therefore you can say x is equal to 5 plus or minus, and then you do 25 plus 4 times 9, which is 36. So can you please tell me what is the answer for 25 plus 36? 61. Okay, so it's square root of 61. And then that all over 2. All right. Okay, so this is something that we done in the past, so it's nothing new. The only thing new that we did today is just to see how the formula, is generated. But we haven't done any special new thing. Okay, now, another important thing. In test, we're going to ask you to express the answer in third form, or sometimes correct 2 decimal places or 1 decimal place. If the question say express the answer in third, then you stop here. And in here case that we cannot simplify square root of 61 anymore. So if the question say express the answer in third form, or sometimes we say find the exact solution, then you stop here. But if the question say find the answer correct to 1 or 2 decimal places, then you're going to have to do this. So you're going to have to say 5 plus square root of 61 on 2, comma 5 minus square root of 61 on 2. And then finally, you're going to find the answer correct to, can you please do that? Find the answer for this correct to 2 decimal places. 19.53. And the other one? Anyone?
Yeah.
What is it? Negative?
-1.1. Negative 1.41.
Negative 1.41.
41.
Okay. All right, so I just want to make this clear, okay? So if the question say find the answer in exact form, then you stop in here. If the question say find the answer correct to 1 or 2 decimal places, then you do this. Okay, Rhiannon, it looks like you have a different answer.
I wrote for the first one 6.4.
Okay, can you please double check this one?
Did you do the
Yeah, I think I got that too.
You want to make sure you do the top in brackets, the ABC button.
I saw it the same thing.
Just double check.
Yeah, I got 6.40.
Six-
6.4 as well.
6.4. Okay, so 6.4, and then what was it after that? 4.1. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the exact.
Probably.
All right. Okay, so these are only approximation. The exact solution is this one. All right. The exact solution is this. These are only approximation to 2 decimal places. Okay. Too easy. Too easy. All right. Okay, can you please do question B? Okay, and we'll check the answer after. Actually, you're going to do question B and C, and then we're going to check the answer, and then we're going to see how we're going to do question D and E. All right? Yeah, you can pause the video now, please.